Hello everyone, my name is Maingi, a counseling psychologist, and welcome to Sobriety 101, a channel where we talk all things about addiction recovery. And today's video, we are going to talk about sponsorship. In addiction recovery, the word sponsor, it's often used. So what do we mean by sponsor? A sponsor is someone who has been in the journey of recovery for quite a time. This is more than a year. So this person acts as a mentor to a new person who is coming from a rehab or a person who is starting the journey of recovery. So many people usually have questions about how will I know I'm choosing the right person to be a sponsor, because not everyone who is out there can be a good sponsor. So there are certain qualities which, as a new person in recovery, you need to check for you to be in the right hands. And number one is to take into account the potential time that the person who you are looking to be a sponsor has been sobriety. So the general rule of thumb is the person who you want to be a sponsor should be in recovery for more than a year. So any person who has less than a year in recovery will not be fit to sponsor someone. So when you are getting out there and you are looking for someone to sponsor you, look at the person who has been in the journey for quite a time, because this person knows quite well what it means to be in the first steps of recovery. So we'll be able to provide quite depth details in what really the first steps look like. So 1 year and above, that person really qualifies to be a sponsor. The next thing which you need to look at is the sex of your sponsor. It's often suggested that men should sponsor men and the women should sponsor women. It's generally assumed that people of the same sex, they will feel more comfortable to discuss in-depth details about what is happening in their life. And also, the same-sex sponsorship will also eliminate the possibility of romantic relationships which can develop if your sponsor is of the opposite sex. And when romantic relationships come up, that relationship of the sponsorship might be counterproductive, because you may find yourself losing the track of what really got you into the relationship. Another point which you want to look at is how many other people this person whom you want to be your sponsor is sponsoring. In this case, you don't want to find yourself in a place where your sponsor has so many people to look after, because you really want a person who will have much time for you. You'll want a person who will respond fast when you really raise a call, because you don't want a situation where there are so many people in the line, but it doesn't mean that you don't someone who is sponsoring a person or two people. So, but now when the list becomes too long, that may not be so much advisable to consider that person to be your sponsor. Another aspect which you need to consider when you are looking for someone to be your sponsor is actually if now the person who is who you are looking to sponsor you wants to be a sponsor. So not all people who have been sober for more than a year will really want to be sponsors. So you really want to be in a conversation with this person to really get to a point where they really agree that they want to be sponsors, because you don't want to put someone in a situation where it's like you are forcing them to sponsor you. So you really want this person to be really willing to sponsor you. And probably the last thing which you need to consider is examining the potentials of your sponsor's sobriety. You need to look at the life of your sponsor and look at aspects of is your sponsor really happy in the journey of sobriety? Because you can be having a sponsor, but actually what they are preaching is not what they are saying. You really want to be with a person who really enjoys the journey, sobriety, who really is walking the steps, because you don't want to be with a person who what they are saying and how their life is, they are quite different, because now that person will really make you relapse or will really take you in a route which you may not be willing to go. So you really want to see this person's life that they are really happy with their sobriety. You can really see what they are saying, what their life is like, so that you may be able to get the best from them. We usually want to get your feedback, your comments, and if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that anytime we post a new video, you can be able to see it. Thank you for watching.